My name is Stacy, and I'm a single mom to 3 kids. I've got JJ, or John, who's 13. He's an 8th grader, and he goes to Shackleford Junior High. He's a quirky little kid with a big heart. He loves everybody. He doesn't meet strangers. He's very smart. He loves science. Kaylee is my 15-year-old, and she is fluent with her violin and loves it so much. She is a 9th grader at Lamar High, and Devin is my 20-year-old, and he is a bright young man who is applying for colleges to go back, hopefully go back to school.
From the outside, Stacy and her kids looked like a happy, successful family, but they were facing homelessness. Stacy turned to a cousin for help, but her tiny apartment was just too crowded. Stacy and her kids suddenly had nowhere to go.
Being here at Arlington Life Shelter has been a big change for us. We were at the point where we were going to have to sleep in our vehicle, and that's the biggest change, is it give us a roof over our head and food in our mouth, and we didn't have to worry about where our next meal was coming from because we know we'd be fed and cared about here. One thing I remember from that first day is that this place was about love, and that's what we felt from the moment we walked in, is we felt cared about. They prepare us in a lot of different ways. They teach us about, budgeting our money and stuff, and making sure we have enough money for our bills, and making sure that, when we're looking for places, that we're looking within our budget.
Stacy is overwhelmingly grateful for the help she found when her family was most in need.
How do you thank someone that gives you a home? I can't even begin to say thanks enough. Words can't express the gratitude that comes from what Arlington Life Shelter has given us. You can't put a price on it.
My name is Johnny Allen. I'm currently an electronic security IT specialist contractor. I live here in Arlington, Texas. Been living here for almost 6 years now. Before I came to the shelter, I originally came here to Arlington to retire from the service. I had my own apartment on the south side of Arlington. Ran into some complications. Knew that I was going to need assistance. The biggest help for me was the mentorship that they took. The counselors, most of the staff, when they seen that you seemed to be depressed, they would approach you and talk with you. The counselors would make sure that you had all the resources you need to go out and find the appropriate job to make you successful.
While staying at the shelter, Johnny worked hard to get the education he needed to find a steady job. It wasn't long before he'd saved up enough money to move out into his own place.
I finished up my associate's degree in information systems. I've gotten my business license for a company that I'm starting up. Met someone wonderful who has just she's been my rock. And we've been that way for the past 3 years, supporting one another, helping each other, and I have my son with me, and it's a blessing. I'm happy.
Johnny says he doesn't know where he'd be if it weren't for the people who support the work of the Arlington Life Shelter.
God bless you. Thank them for their service. I'm a veteran, because it makes a big difference to the people that come in, the different entities, organizations that come in to feed, teach, bring clothing, or donate anything that they think is needed at the shelter. I'd like to, all those donors, I thank you, God bless you, because there's a lot of people, including myself.
My name's Allie, and I live out in Rome, Texas with my family, my daughter Melanie, my son Daniel, and my husband Jeremiah. When I first became homeless, when I realized I was homeless, I remember thinking about that word on my ride to Arlington Life Shelter. Like, I'm checking into a homeless shelter. I am a homeless person. I spent my last couple dollars to give my friend gas money to drive me out there, and it was a shocking experience. It was kind of scary, to be honest. And I think the excitement kind of kicked in later, but the night that I checked in, I remember vividly just feeling more alone than I'd ever felt in my entire life. When I first arrived at Arlington Life Shelter, the staff was really welcoming, very warm, and really helped make the process seem less stressful. Added a little bit of structure to the situation that seemed so big and overwhelming. They helped it seem like something that I could overcome. When I think about my family, it's overwhelming to me that I'm a mom of 2 and that I'm married, and it's overwhelming. I never thought that I would be this blessed. I never thought that I would be this blessed, that I would have such a happy family, such a giving family, such a loving family, and that I would have another chance at having a family system, a support system, and it's a daily blessing.